Study of minerals. What are minerals? We have seen many stones on the road or nearby our house, but we do not able to identify which are minerals and which are rocks. In this class, how do I identify minerals? By giving the definition, we have to come to the conclusion what is a mineral. Mineral is defined as a naturally occurring homogeneous solid inorganic substance with a definite internal atomic structure and definite chemical composition. Internal atomic structure. For minerals, when a substance is going to satisfy all these properties, then that has to be considered as a mineral. The first property, naturally occurring. Minerals must have been formed by natural process. If a substance is man-made, definitely that is not a mineral. If a substance is synthetic, that is not a mineral. If a substance is an artificial, definitely which does not able to come under mineral. Precious gemstones like diamond, ruby, sapphire can be synthesized in the laboratory by providing ambient conditions. But when it is not formed by the natural process, definitely that is not considered as a mineral. That's why minerals must have been formed by natural process. Next is homogeneous. What is homogeneous? Mineral must have shown homogeneous property, which means all parts of the minerals should possess the same physical and chemical characteristics. For example, if I take a calcite mineral, when it is kept under hammer stress, that will be powdered into hundreds or thousands or number of thousands of pieces. Each particle should show the parental physical and chemical characteristics only. Then only the substance is considered as a mineral. The next one is solid substance. When a substance is gaseous, when a substance is semi-solid, when a substance is liquid, then it is not considered as a mineral. Only solid substances which are going to occur naturally, then they are considered as minerals. The next one is inorganic substance. Minerals must be inorganic substance. When the substance is wood, definitely that is not coming under this category. When a substance is coming under organic, which is also not coming under mineral, that's why many substances we are going to find amber, guano, coal. These are all the substances which are coming under organic. Only these are all exceptional cases. After these names, we cannot able to find any substance which is coming under organic. Whatever the substance, if we take a calcite, CaSO3, olivine, magnesium iron silicate, quartz, silicon dioxide, orthoclase feldspar, potassium aluminum silicate, microcline, potassium aluminum silicate, hornblende, magnesium iron silicate. There are over 3000 minerals are there in nature. All are having inorganic property. That's why when a substance is going to have inorganic property, then it is considered as a mineral. The next one is definite chemical composition. When a mineral must have shown definite chemical composition, then it is considered as a mineral. A particular kind of mineral always has the same chemical composition irrespective of its size, shape, occurrence, distribution. If I take a quartz mineral, when I break into number of pieces, each piece is going to show the same parental chemical composition. The same quartz mineral when occurs along with igneous rock, that denotes same chemical composition. When the same quartz mineral occurs sandstone, which comes under sedimentary rocks, in which also that is going to show silicon dioxide chemical composition. If the same quartz when occurs along with gneissic rock, which comes under metamorphic category, there also that mineral is going to show same silicon dioxide, SiO2. That's why when we are going to find the natural substance which is going to show all these properties, one is naturally occurring, homogeneous, solid, inorganic, definite chemical composition, and internal atomic structure. When a mineral must have shown internal atomic structure, the atoms are arranged in a symmetrical manner. In any mineral, the atoms are arranged in a symmetrical manner. There are 14 Bravais lattice. In these Bravais lattice, we are going to find in any substance, in any mineral, three-dimensional arrangements of atoms. In addition to these properties, with or without external form, For example, if I take a quartz mineral that does not going to show any definite external form. If I am going to take amethyst mineral, amethyst is going to show hexagonal habit, which means 6-sided faces. As such, if I am going to take calcite, dolomite, they are going to show rhombohedral habit, which means rhombohedral external form. Hundreds of minerals are going to show a definite kind of external habit, which means external form, and hundreds of minerals do not able to show any definite external form. Then whatever the shape, whatever the appearance, when a substance is going to show all these properties, then it is considered as a mineral. For example, quartz, orthoclase feldspar, plagioclase feldspar, hornblende, olivine, microcline, amethyst, opal. Thousands of minerals can be seen in nature. The definition of the mineral is defined as a naturally occurring homogeneous solid inorganic substance with a definite chemical composition with internal atomic structure with or without external form. This is the definition of a mineral. Next heading is types of minerals. Minerals are broadly classified into two types. Number one is rock forming minerals, number two, ore forming minerals. What are rock forming minerals? Minerals which are essential constituents of the formation of a rock. When a mineral becomes an essential constituent of the formation of a rock. Here, for example, if I take a quartz mineral, quartz is a mineral which comes under quartz group. When we are going to take granite, granite is formed of quartz and orthoclase feldspar. These two are the essential minerals for the formation of a rock, granite. Granite is an igneous rock which is formed at the greater depth. Without these two minerals, there is no granite on the earth. Accessory minerals can be seen, which means accessory means may be present or may not be present. Hornblende mineral may be present or may not be present in the granite. Plagioclase feldspar mineral, which belongs to the feldspar group of mineral, that may be present or may not be present, which is very lesser amount. But when we come to the quartz, it occupies more than 40% of this rock. Another mineral, this orthoclase feldspar, occupies more than 40%. These two minerals togetherly constitute this granite. Without these two minerals, there is no gneissic rock on the earth. Without quartz, there is no sandstone which belongs to the sedimentary rock on the earth. When there is no quartz, there is no sandstone. When there is no plagioclase feldspar, there is no syenite, there is no trachyte. When there is no quartz and there is no orthoclase feldspar, there is no rhyolite. There is no granite porphyry. That's why without these minerals, we cannot able to find some specific kinds of rocks. That's why we are going to call these minerals are rock forming minerals. What are ore forming minerals? The term used for a mineral from which a useful metal could be extracted. For example, magnetite. Magnetite is a ore mineral, not magnesite. Dark colored. Sometimes it is appeared in the form of granular habit, which attracts the magnet. The chemical composition of this mineral is Fe3O4, iron oxide. From this, the metal iron could be extracted. It is an important ore of iron. As such, if I take chalcopyrite, what is the chemical composition of chalcopyrite? CuFeS2, copper iron sulfide. Chalcopyrite occurs golden yellow color. The distinguishing property of this mineral is when we obtain powder form of this mineral, though it appears in the mass golden yellow, the powder form of this mineral appears greenish black color. By obtaining greenish black color, we can identify easily chalcopyrite. From this mineral, we are going to extract copper. The uses of this mineral is ore of copper. Ore forming minerals from which we are going to extract useful metal. For example, hematite. Fe2O3. Iron oxide. Hematite appears in steel grey color. The important property of this hematite is cherry red streak. Most of the ore minerals are appeared like magnetite, hematite, limonite, pyrolusite, silomalane, galena. These are all appeared in black color. But when we get the confusion to identify these mineral by simply obtaining powder form of this hematite, we can identify the mineral hematite. When we are going to obtain powder form of this mineral, that appears cherry red streak. Such a way like pyrolusite, MnO2, limonite, Fe2O3 2H2O. From pyrolusite, we can able to extract manganese. Limonite, Fe2O3 plus 2H2O. Again, we are going to extract iron. Galena, from the galena, we are going to extract lead. Bauxite, aluminum oxide, from which we are going to extract aluminum. Such a way, in nature, in the earth crust, hundreds of ore minerals can be seen. Basically, there are two kinds of ore minerals. When a mineral becomes essential constituent of a rock, then it is called by the name rock forming mineral. From a mineral, when we can able to extract useful metal, then it is called by the name ore forming mineral. These are all the examples.